You are watching Envision Seminole 2045 Visioning Tour. This video will focus on high-level projections and policies that could influence growth in Seminole County over the next 2 decades. We'll discuss 2 forces that influence growth: policy and opportunity. First, we'll talk about policy. Policies are the way that governments influence where and how new development occurs. Seminole County has many policies that guide growth. We'll review a few of the most significant. 2 significant areas defined by county policy are on the east and west sides of the county. County policy has limited the types of development in the eastern third of the county since the 1990s to preserve rural character and limit urban sprawl. This policy was solidified and reinforced by a 2004 voter referendum, which defined the rural boundary for all jurisdictions within the county. Uses in this area are generally limited to historic areas, large lot homes, agricultural, and rural services. To the west, the Wekiva River Protection Area defines a geography in which development is limited to lower densities in order to minimize impacts on water quality in the Wekiva River. Seminole County's current comprehensive plan identifies centers and corridors in the unincorporated area. These locations, including properties in major urban centers, near Sunrail stations, and along major transit corridors, are ideal for infill development and redevelopment. The intent is to encourage a compact development pattern with a mix of uses that makes it easier to walk, bike, or use public transportation. The last policy we will look at is the Future Land Use Map. The Future Land Use Map sets limits and policies for the potential use and development of every property within the unincorporated area of Seminole County. Each color on the map represents a different set of uses and/or intensities. The map also identifies lands that are preserved and publicly owned. The Future Land Use Map is available on the county's website. Now that we've discussed policy, let's discuss opportunity. Opportunity is primarily driven by market demand. The number of people who want to live or do business within Seminole County affects how many homes or commercial spaces could be built and sold or rented successfully here. The things that are great about the county, quality of life, the parks and trail systems, can also be attractors encouraging people to want to live here. The market can also vary within the county based on proximity to attractors, such as colleges and universities, job centers, or amenities. Finally, opportunity is created when there is a difference between what exists on any given property and what's allowed on that property. For example, if a property has a 1-story building but is permitted to build a 3-story building, this gap creates the potential for redevelopment. We also define the opportunity or likelihood of growth based on projections. Florida's Bureau of Economic and Business Research, sometimes called BEBR, provides projections for every jurisdiction within the state, estimating how much growth is likely to occur over the next several decades. According to BEBR, Seminole County could also see around 90,000 new residents by 2045. That's an increase of approximately 18% above the current population. That includes a combination of people who would move here and people who will be born here. This projection covers both the cities and the unincorporated area. The Balmoral Group has estimated that a little fewer than half of those residents would be likely to live in the unincorporated area of the county. That's about 40,000 residents. This would create a need for approximately 16,000 new homes. How does this compare to what we've seen in the past? Over the 20-year period from 2000 to 2020, the county saw an increase of 105,000 residents. This means a projection of 90,000 residents over the next 23 years is a little bit slower growth than what we've seen in the recent past. We can also look back at how those new residents translated into new physical development. Over approximately the same period, the county, including its cities, urbanized 11,500 acres, or about 1/10 of an acre per new resident. That's a little smaller than one 50-foot wide residential lot. Of course, that new development wasn't limited to residential lots. It also included businesses that supported those new residents and places they work or play. If the county could see about 16,000 new homes over the next 23 years, what does that look like? It depends on how that growth occurs. If all 16,000 homes were in the form of 3-acre lots, that would be about 48,000 acres. This is represented on the screen by the large green rectangle. For context, 48,000 acres is almost 1/4 the total land area of Seminole County. If all these homes were in the form of low-density residential subdivisions, as defined by the comprehensive plan at 4 units per acre, that would develop about 4,000 acres, represented by the middle green rectangle. For comparison, the county is estimated to have a little less than 6,000 vacant acres, excluding the rural area. Finally, if all those people were to move into land classified for high-density residential, that would occupy between 320 and 800 acres, or about 54 new apartment communities, assuming each one has 300 units. This is represented by the bottom square. Of course, growth won't happen in just one way. There are many possible combinations of these three types as well as others. Also, keep in mind that this does not include the commercial services and jobs that would accompany new homes. This is end of part 2. Our next video, we will discuss the geography of potential change throughout the county. Thank you for watching. Please visit our website to learn more and share your ideas for the vision.